Hey folks, this is Best in Slot with some very early news, but I think quite exciting news about the upcoming Jurassic film. Jurassic what? We don't know quite yet, but even though we don't know the title yet, it is due to begin filming in a handful of weeks. Things are ramping up, and because things are ramping up, that means we get some exciting stuff like today, set photos for the very first time on the new film. So let's dig into all this, and before we do, credit to Real News Hawaii for this segment of the video. And over the last few hours, they've been sharing images of what they called Bakan Village, which is a village in Thailand, which is one of the locations we know they're filming the new Jurassic film. I believe they're again filming in Malta, filming in the UK. I can't remember if there's any others, but those are the three that come to mind. But they've been sharing these images of the village. Now, I had a Google for Bakan Village and I could not find it. However, I did find Bakan Yai, which is listed on the Thai tourism board. And given the similar aesthetics, we've got the rickety buildings on the stilts in the water, we've got the sort of the edged by the forest, by the rainforest, we've got the boats. It's all very similar. It's both in Thailand. I suspect this is actually what they're talking about. So if you want to find this place and have a look for yourselves, Bakan Yai, I think, is the way to go. And they shared some information. I don't know where it came from, but they shared some information, and they are a very reliable account. And they said, because the film division will come to shoot movies in the village, villagers and children have contributed. Children don't count as villagers. Subhuman. Participate in filming, therefore announced public relations. He wants 55 actors. Adult age runs 40 people, 15 children. If you want to be an extra, if you want to be like a background person in this new Jurassic film and you live in the village, that's where you're going to go. Now, 55 is quite a lot of people. It's, this isn't a park, this is in the middle of the rainforest essentially, but it's interesting to know that they do want to gather a number of people in one location. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. Now, let's get to that set photo. Credit to this, Jurassic Outpost posted this on their Twitter first of all, they're the first place I saw it, but they themselves credited someone called Katori, so I want to make sure they're credited here as well. And the photo itself references someone called Mr. Lowe, which may be Katori's real name, I don't know. But anyways, here we are, the very first set photo for the brand new Jurassic film. It's a cafe. There's not too much to add to that. It's a cafe. You can see that it's built right onto the water, it's built right onto those wooden struts and stuff that we've just been looking at in the village. You can see the boats laid up by the side. Let's zoom in on that. Now, there's not too much to glean from this. I'm not going to pretend otherwise. I just think it's really exciting that we have our very first set photo, and we will see this come to life next year on July 2nd. However, what is interesting here is that although they're filming in Thailand, the film is not set in Thailand. Now, what you will notice is that the bar and grill is called Van Dijk's, and Van Dijk is actually a Dutch name. Actually, Liverpool Football Club's captain, our Dutch captain, is called Van Dijk, as it happens. So that would suggest certain locations, but the flag very much gives it away. So if we just zoom in on that right there, as you can see, these are the exact same flag, and this is the flag of a country in the northeast of South America called Suriname. Now, the interesting thing about Suriname is that it is a majority Dutch-speaking population. It is the only place on the planet outside of the Netherlands where the majority of the population speak Dutch. I know there's Afrikaans in Africa and stuff like that, but it's a little bit different. But just straight up Dutch is spoken in this northeast South America country. It's also a lush place, tons of rainforest, got the biggest rainforest coverage on the planet as far as I remember, huge biome variety, huge animal variety, a perfect kind of setting for a Jurassic film. What's interesting to me is that they could have picked, assumedly, any other South American location. There's no reason this can't be Costa Rica or Brazil or Paraguay or whatever they wanted to go for. But they've picked the one location with a Dutch angle, and they've even, given us a bar with a Dutch name. I think it's hard at this point to look into that too much, but it is interesting, and I suspect it might maybe, lean into the story in some aspect. Anyway, it's very exciting. The vibes I get from this, I don't know how many of you have seen Congo, but Congo, funnily enough, is also written by Michael Crichton. The film used to terrify me as a kid. It's terrible now, don't watch it. But it used to scare the life out of me as a kid. And I suspect you know, this place with the little Van Dijks and stuff, it gives me the vibe of maybe this is their initial landing port before an expedition into the rainforest. You know, you're surrounded by water and rainforest. I expect a mission into that woodlands. Maybe that's where things go wrong. Who knows? The other thing, of course, is the place is surrounded by water, and again, that has to be a purposeful choice. Otherwise, why would you not just pick somewhere smack bang in the rainforest itself rather than somewhere with like that water kind of vibe? So I'm not saying this means the return of the Spinosaurus, but I am going to suggest it would be prime time for a return, or indeed any other Spinosaurid or some other aquatic non-dinosaur creature. You know, there's a lot of potential there to do something pretty cool. I don't know, I find this stuff really exciting. I know we can't get too much from the photo, but we've got a confirmed location, we've got a setting, we've got a vibe building, you know. I love the set photos, that's like one of my favourite parts, so I'm always excited to see these. It's exciting times, just because the first trickles of information have begun to come out, and of course, as the film begins filming very, very soon, we're going to find much, much more. Exciting times. Let me know what you think down below in the comment section. You know, do you have any theories as to why Suriname would be picked as a location in the film? Will the Dutch angle be relevant at all? I'm very curious. Let me know what you think down below. Have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you lovely folks very soon. Thanks for joining me. Cheers much of as always. Bye bye.